Just want to mention before the video gets going, I do have a Discord server. Join if you want to, suggest new video ideas, or come hang out with us. And if you like what you see here today, you'll like pretty much everything else on my channel, so why not subscribe? Thanks. Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Destiny 2, something that you all might know is my favorite game. And very recently, as in earlier this week on Tuesday, Bungie unveiled a bunch of new stuff that was supposed to be coming out later on this year and in the next year as well. And a few people in the community, myself included, seemed to be very impressed with it, and of course it made us excited for more Destiny. Everything seemed fine, I guess, until they unveiled the second expansion that's supposed to happen this year, which is Destiny 2 Renegades. This is, in a lot of other people's words, a Star Wars themed expansion. Now that phrase Star Wars themed expansion is getting thrown around a lot, and it seems to be making more people mad than it really should, because that's not even what they said in the actual Vidoc. Keep in mind, in the live stream that they were talking about this whole expansion in, it was only mentioned and talked about for a couple of minutes, and the only thing we know about it is that it's going to be, quote, definitively Destiny, and it's going to be a part of the Fate saga, introducing us to characters that we'll spend hours with and that will push the story forward. And here's another important part that a lot of people seem to miss for some reason whenever they're talking about this. It's going to be an homage to Star Wars, something that has inspired Bungie from the start. And let's be honest, you look at Star Wars and you look at Destiny and you see the incredible amount of similarities. Why the hell wouldn't they do something like this? For a universe like Destiny, it would only make sense for them to do a collab with Star Wars of all things. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is because of this article that's going around, published by the PC Gamer, talking about the whole situation. And keep in mind, this is only one person's perspective on things. Number one, I'm not sending any hate to him or her, whoever's writing it. I'm just giving my opinions on their thoughts. And I'm also going to sort of use it to respond to a lot of the criticisms that a lot of people have had, even though we really haven't seen much from this DLC yet. So the article starts off by saying, I really don't want to cosplay as Darth Vader in Destiny 2, so I'm even more queasy about the announcement of a whole Star Wars themed expansion. There's that word again. First things first, the person that's writing this is already coming at this from a biased perspective, because in his first couple of words he says, let me state from the start that I don't like functional universe crossovers, whether it's Magic the Gathering themed crossovers or Doctor Who, or even Assassin's Creed. If it involves smushing two entirely different universes together, I'm not into it. And that's the thing, Destiny and Star Wars have a lot of similarities, but they also have a lot of differences. For example, in Destiny, for the parts that we get to see, at least in the cutscenes, and in the parts that we play, we're always put after the collapse, which is the present for us, but we never get to see the things like the Dark Ages or anything in the future, or at the very least that's 90% of the game. Whereas Star Wars, you have a lot of spin-off series that take place in different parts of the Galactic Empire or in the Star Wars universe in general. Besides all the other obvious differences, like Star Wars having multiple movies and TV shows, whereas Destiny can't really seem to get one, there's a bunch more similarities. Both universes largely take place in space, hopping from planet to planet. There's a whole bunch of aliens that speak different languages. In both universes, there's different rarities and weapons. There's a bunch of complexities in between the light and dark side, and in much of the same way, there's a lot of complexities between the light and dark side of the Force. Both universes have incredible lore, and there's much, much more. So, I mean, even if you just think about it for a second, it makes more sense than you think, or at least it makes more sense than the Witcher collab that they did, even though that armor set is pretty cool. The article continues to say, if you do pre-order Destiny 2 Year of Prophecy for only a mere $99, you will immediately receive a basket of digital goodies, including a set of 3 Star Wars Darkside Legends skins, which will enable you to dress as an eye-wateringly accurate facsimiles of Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, and General Grievous. The article then goes on to say that if that was the only thing that was happening in regards to Star Wars and Destiny, then he could probably make peace with it. But then the article says, what I can't yet wrap my head around though is that Bungie has also announced to be releasing a December expansion, which is called Renegades, and is going to be entirely themed around Star Wars. We're talking lightsabers, blasters, speeders, and a dusty planet that looks very much like Tatooine. This is what they're talking about, by the way. Now, me personally, I can kind of see the argument that people are making where it seems like it's too much Star Wars, because first they have the Stormtrooper skins, and now they have the pre-order bonus skins, and then they're also going to release a quote-unquote Star Wars themed expansion. Now for me, I don't really mind the Star Wars skins, I think they look cool, but I also feel like the pre-order bonus could have been something different, like more related to Prophecy or the Year of Prophecy as the bundle is titled. And instead of putting Darth Vader, General Grievous, and Kylo Ren as the pre-order bonus, they probably could have waited until Renegades released and put those skins in Eververse. So now I'll show you a clip and show you a statement from the actual devs as to what this expansion really is. And I promise you, a lot of this misunderstanding is literally because people can't listen.
And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look. Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner.
So now that you've seen that and seen them not use the words Star Wars themed expansion, now let's take a look at Destiny Bulletin's tweet, who was quoting Bungie, who was responding to the hate around this new expansion. Bungie responds to concerns around Destiny 2 Renegade expansion, saying everything is in canon and they're leaning into the aesthetic, tone, and vibe of Star Wars to tell a Destiny story with Destiny characters. So now that doesn't mean that they're putting Destiny characters in a Star Wars story or the other way around. So in other words, it's still Destiny, but with more of those similarities that I was talking about earlier present. A Star Wars themed expansion would be more like, I don't know, if the Galactic Empire were to all of a sudden just show up in Seoul and we had to push them back with some Jedi or whatever. Another argument that I'd heard is that this is just another example of the Fortnitification of Destiny or other live service games. I don't think it's such a shock to say that Fortnite has survived so long because of the collabs that it's had. Well, that among other things as well, but that's what Fortnite is most known for. It's literally like one of the only games where you could have Peter Griffin shotgun Ariana Grande and then hit the gritty. And then when people say something like this and apply it to Destiny or to any other game that's not remotely similar to Fortnite, it just doesn't make any sense. Specifically because Destiny, for a lot of its crossovers, either don't release expansions that lean into the tone of said crossover, and two, they do crossovers that kind of make sense for the universe. Now, here's another thing that I'd say. Even though I understand that this collab and this crossover might just be a one-time thing, or maybe they'll do it again, but I've always thought that Destiny's collabs should be a little bit more than just skins, and that's really what it's been for like the past, I don't know, couple of years, with the only difference being the 30th anniversary bundle where you got the Halo sidearm and then the Halo pulse rifle. If Bungie were to, whenever they do a crossover or a collab, take a popular weapon from that universe and put it into an exotic form or even a legendary form, I feel like this community would appreciate that a bit more than just having to pay for skins. Of course, if they made said weapon free, then, you know, obviously people would like it a little bit more. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I had to say about the whole situation. If you had heard about it, the whole reason why people are upset is because they either can't read or didn't listen or didn't watch the live stream, or maybe they just saw the trailer and was like, oh my god, Star Wars, these guys are getting so lazy, why is an expansion happening around Star Wars? Oh my god, what, a green lightsaber? Holy crap. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.